outside of Travis Barker's production for people like MGK, Black Bear, Willow Smith, Avril Lavigne, it seems like pop punk has kind of been dead. It seems like rock as a whole has been dead. However, with the last video being looked at, Blink-182 Dance With Me, it seems like the boys are back. And one of the comments that seemed to be permeating in the comment section of that video was, you need to watch one more time. Because it addresses, because I talked about in the last video, how it seemed like tragedy, since they broke up the first time, tragedy is what brings them back together. Whether it be Travis Barker with the plane crash, or now Mark with the beating cancer. And it seems to be that's what's brought them back together. And people have alluded to that's what this song is about. I'm interested. Let's take a look. With that slow guitar, the way it's coming in, it's got Adam Song vibes to it because it's very somber in tone from start to finish. Though it sounded more, once it got going, Adam Song, it got more peppy, but it started a little bit more somber in tone. So that's what vibes is giving me so far.
Strangers, from strangers into brothers, from brothers into strangers once again. We saw the whole world.
From strangers into brothers and brothers into strangers once again. So, you know, Mark and Tom have been playing for a while, but I think they had met through other bands. And then Travis, they took and fired the drummer and brought in Travis before Enema of the State. So, you know, they become brothers, taking and playing multiple albums together. Even Travis playing with Tom, the side project, Boxcar Racer, which amazing, by the way. I wish they'd do another album for it. But I like that because it's very much the journey seems so far for the band itself.
We saw the whole world, but
Might be one of the best representations of missing the forest for the trees right there. Something tells me it's going to be a little bit of emotional of a song.
older, but nothing's any different. Right now feels the same. I wonder why.
Bro. I love how they're taking and changing the backgrounds to previous videos and how it starts with shouldn't take sickness or airplanes falling from the sky to take me dying to hear you say you miss me. God.
Take a sickness or airplanes falling out the sky. Like there's tomorrow. I don't wanna wait to do this one more time. One more time. One more time. I miss you. Took time, but I admit it. Do I have to die to hear you miss me? time, one more time, one more time.
Wow, talking about addressing the elephant in the room. Jesus Christ. That's lyrically, bro, you want to talk about just being open and raw with it? You know, as a fan, you get an outsider's perspective, right? You take and see and you read in the news about what's going on, you take and watch the interviews and things like that. And while you're not a part of the band, I think as fans you feel kind of ownership because of kind of the emotional investment you get in some of these bands, right? My favorite band of all time, Linkin Park. My favorite singer of all time, Chester Bennington. I remember the news. Read the news. Chester killed himself, and it's like time stopped because it's one of the bands. It's one of the few bands that I listen to. Really, the biggest band that I've listened to the most. That the songs resonated. It feels like to your soul, at almost at a subatomic molecular level, whether via experience or via the fact that the emotion that's being sung about or that's used in the song and the lyrics being open to interpretation. You've definitely felt that way. Blink-182 is one of those bands that their sophomore humor, their willingness to not only take and play with the pop punk sound, but also play harder and faster and stuff like that on certain things with the subject matter. Because you get the poppy stuff, and then you also take and get stuff like breathing deeply, walking backwards, finding strength to stop and ask her like that. Songs like that are talking about doing the girl in the back of the in the back seat of the car in the park, fuck the chick in the parking lot, like songs like that off of Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, which is one of the God, you could listen to that song from front to back with no issues, or the sophomore humor that you take and get off of What's My Age Again and stuff like that basically trying to figure yourself out and figure out life, but also the relatability of just the stupid mistakes that you make as you're taking and growing up. And that relatability, you get emotional attachment. You hate to take and see the band break up. Skiba, they had some good stuff with him, but it's definitely not the same. Take and read about Travis. He had the show on MTV with his wife, the Barkers, and then the plane crash and the people that died and how bad it messed him up. And then the band got back together, and then they broke up again. And then Mark found out he had cancer, and it's like, bro, it's like, dang. You take and either watch, interviews or take and see the Instagram post because social media being around today. Take and watch the Instagram post where he's talking about how his mother beat the same thing and everything like that. And you see them get back together. It's been a journey, I think, for fans as well, because I know a lot of us grew up with this band. I think Enema of the State, What's My Age Again? I was 16, 17 when this song come out. I remember being in Alabama during the summertime and watching them play this on TRL, or watching them play What's My Age Again on TRL, and watching the videos for the Enema of the State, watching the videos that blew up off of that. And then I remember being stoked whenever they announced Take Off Your Pants and Jacket and buying that and just wearing it the hell out. And then the next album after that, I didn't find as good because it sounded different from their other stuff. It sounded a little bit more like you still had the Blink element, but it sounded more mature. And I was like, that kind of doesn't wash it. It doesn't kind of sound right. But you had the I Miss You and some other songs off there that were really good. And then you have them breaking up and then getting back together and then breaking up again. And now they're back together again. And it's just, you see the turmoil. And as a fan, especially growing up listening to them, a fan of these three in particular, that's always going to be Blink. It should have been Blink-182 with Matt Skiba, not called Blink-182 with Skiba as the lead singer. To me, that never sat right, because Blink-182 is forever going to be Mark, Tom, and Travis. Kind of like the discussion as Linkin Park, as Linkin Park fan. I wonder if they're bringing in a vocalist to to replace Chester. Fuck no, they better not. You can't replace Chester. You can't take in, I don't think you could do anything. It'd have to be so-and-so with Linkin Park or Linkin Park with so-and-so, I think, to genuinely feel authentic. But with Mike Shinoda being such a huge creative driving force within that band, it'd be fine with just him. I think they could get somebody to play guitar, and if they ever break up again, I think they could get somebody else to play guitar to harmonize with Mark, and that would be fine. So, not really fine because you're missing Tom, but it's just definitely hits different. Such a good song, man. Such a good, and the video for this, just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, because it went through the set pieces of some of their older videos and stuff like that. It's just beautiful song. Beautiful song. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Hopefully I didn't drone on for too long or get too mushy on none of this stuff, but I don't know, after you start hitting a certain age and you start seeing some of the stuff that you grew up listening to, or some of the people, like Sum 41 is stopping making music. I can't believe that. Oh my God. Because I love Sum 41 too, but Blink, it's one of the titans from back in the day, man. It's one of the heavyweights. To see them back together and on good terms and making music and addressing the elephant in the room, I think probably for themselves and probably for us fans as well. Amazing. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.